Scentland, the land of scent. Hello and welcome. Bonjour. Ça va bien. Hello, I'm Chris. This is another edition of Scentland. Actually, it's part 2 of the Alain Delon line fragrance review. I reviewed the first part, the first chapter of the Alain Delon fragrances back in September of last year, 2014. Where I have looked at Alain Delon AD from 1979 and Alain Delon Plus AD Plus and Iquitos from the year of 1987. So I covered the 70s, 80s, and I thought, and I actually said that in the video at the time, that I'm going to review the second part soon. I wanted to, but I didn't have a fragrance that I needed for that review, so I went recently to Prague and I purchased it in the Alain Delon store at the Palladium shopping center in Prague. So I'm happy that I have it now. It's in here. It's in this nice Alain Delon bag. It's the nice Alain Delon fragrance called Samourai. Of course, I opened this one already before. It had, it was wrapped around, and this is the fragrance. Samourai 1995 is the year. Christine Nagel is the parfumier, and this is the box, and that's the bottle. The bottle is extremely nice, very well done, very nice, sort of a strange shape to it. So I missed this a lot. I couldn't do the review without this one. I had only an empty bottle of this, so that was not enough. And I need to get this baby, especially since this was a signature fragrance of mine for a number of years, and it was my wedding scent as well. And I still deeply love this fragrance. The name Samourai comes from a movie, as Monsieur Lanier or Mr. Lanier has introduced this fragrance to you already in his review. Check it out, great review of Samourai, and thanks again Lanier for recommending my channel, highly appreciate it. So Samourai, as Lanier explains as well, is a title of Alain Delon, one of Alain Delon's movie of the year, from the year of 1967. Where he plays a cold-blooded hitman, and I remember his sharp blue eyes in the movie, and actually I think the color of the juice comes from that. It has this wonderful sort of bluish greenish sort of interplay, some very nice presentation. This fragrance was a top seller, or maybe still is in Japan, but at the time of the release it was among the top 3 sellers in Japan. Obviously the name is sort of triggering that as well, but I think Christine Nagel has done an incredible job with this nice peppery, citrusy, woody play going on. Great quality juice, fantastic silage projection, longevity, all year round. It's a signature fragrance, and it's just a huge personality, and it's an oriental sort of feel to it, but in a light version. The Far East doesn't appreciate too heavy fragrances, so I think that Iquitos or Alain Delon Plus, the other ones from before, they wouldn't have sold as successfully as this one did, because this is really hitting the head of the nail. It really, delivers in all aspects. This is a fantastic fragrance. This is by far the most complimented fragrance of my fragrantic collection. Okay, I've been wearing this a lot, but still, Samourai is a huge one to get compliments as well, and to feel comfortable with and wear it all year around. So 1995, as I mentioned, is the year, and loads of flankers of Samourai came out later as well. I will mention those as well. But if you look in a chronological order, 2001 is the next one I have in my collection. It's just a name called Shogun. Again, you can see, it's Japanese nights. I mean, Samourai is a Japanese night, Shogun is a Japanese night as well, and obviously aiming at the Japanese market. It's a very nice presentation, sort of very reminding you of sort of Japanese related shape there, and name. Obviously, the fragrance itself, it's an oriental fresh. Which is not heavy. Spices in here as well. It reminds me really of a gin tonic. It really has this sort of vibe going on in it, and it is, to me, it is as good as Samourai, but it's not as appealing. So this, I don't really know of any flanker of Shogun, or has been, I think, also discontinued. Maybe, I'm not 100% sure, but it's not that easily to get as Samourai. Delon did in 2001 a marketing campaign in Japan. I can remember pictures of that, but I still like it a lot, especially for professional work. But it can be also a great signature scent, maybe better for the spring, summer, and autumn fragrantic time, or you know, time in general rather than winter. But I like it a lot. It's a part of the lineup, and it delivers to me. Next one was a Samourai flanker. Samourai 47 is the name. The 47 refers to a number in the Samourai history. I don't know exactly what it refers to. I just know that it's related to the history of the samurais. Anyway, this is a flanker to the original Samourai, one of the many flankers. You can see that the whole presentation is less appealing, probably, or less quality, but the fragrance itself is basically very similar. It has the backbone of the original Samourai, only with more vanilla, more sweetness, and more powder added, which makes it a bit more light, more variable in the summer. So I would call this Samourai Summer. Yeah, it's very much a summer edition of Samourai, I think, to me at least. So that was Samourai 47. The year was 2002. Then another interesting flanker of Samourai that has been released recently, 1 or 2 or 3 years ago, Samourai Katana. The katana is the samurai sword, the sword of the samurais. That very sharp sword that they used or still use. And this basically has the same bottle shape, same presentation, like its older brother, only the color is, this dark, very, very nice, with the red katana written below Samourai. It's the same bottle. You could think this might be a nighttime version. Not really. Actually, I still have to get my head around this. I have this for a few months now, and it's still, this is the less appealing probably of all outdoor fragrances that I own or I know. It has some sort of a distant feeling to it. There's woods, there's rose, there's some sweetness in there, and there's powder in there. Powder is distant but at the same time warm. The rose is very nice. The whole quality is amazing. Again, longevity is fantastic, but I don't use it because I couldn't get used to it yet. So this is something that I'm still trying to figure out, how this fragrance could work for me. Nevertheless, I think it's a fantastic addition to the lineup because it's very interesting. So it's intriguing. You're thinking about it. You're trying to think, where this really fit in your life. So I'm proud to have it. I had to have it, and it's looking well in the lineup. And there's a fragrance on here, just beside the signed autograph of Monsieur Alain Delon. You can see that I'm really a maniac. But the master has to be here to represent his fragrances. And there is a fragrance here. We didn't talk, or I didn't talk about female fragrances at all yet. But there's a female fragrance in here called Lyra number 3. That's the bottle, amazing, very nice bottle. Actually, the signature of Alain Delon is on the back there. That's a very nice presentation, very nice heavy bottle. And there was a Lyra line, I think it's discontinued now, in the 90s, with Lyra, Lyra 2 and Lyra 3. Lyra 3 is this one. I bought this for my wife last year for Christmas, or the year before, sorry. She didn't like it because she likes her fragrances more citrusy, more refreshing. This is a refreshing one, but more in an oriental, floral, fruity way. Yet I think it's a fantastic fragrance. Check it out on Fragrantica. They give it very good reviews on this. It's very rare, it's hardly available. And I think this one has fantastic personality. I really love this fragrance. So I sniff it, from time to time on my shelf. I don't wear it. That would be a little bit too much. Although I don't believe in gender boundaries there. So I wouldn't have any problem wearing a female fragrance, or I wouldn't have any problem a female wearing a man fragrance. It's just marketing, in my opinion. Wear the fragrance that you like, because it's gonna become you. It's as simple as that. But I don't wear this. I just have it. I just keep it, and I sniff it from time to time, because it's like an aromatherapy. It's just very nice. So it's a proud member of my lineup here. The only female Alain Delon fragrance I own. And you know that Alain Delon actually, if you're talking about Alain Delon and perfumes and fragrances, has provided his name to the Eau Sauvage line of Christian Dior, like this one here, Eau Sauvage Parfums, which is a great fragrance. I reviewed it, and actually this is a theater release of Un Journée Ordinaire. This is a play that has been toured last year and the year before in the Francophone countries. I've seen this play where he plays together with his daughter Anoushka Delon live on stage. It's fantastic, really, and there's a picture of them together. Very nice play, and so you can see really that I'm an Alain Delon maniac. It is true. Also, I had to do this. This tie, Alain Delon. It's an Alain Delon tie worn by the man himself. I got this through Thierry, a Belgian friend of mine. Merci beaucoup, Thierry, for this. I'm wearing this very proudly today for this review. I thought that it fits in, as it is a fragrance. It is a tie that has been worn by the great Alain Delon himself. And when I finish this review very soon, I'm gonna switch out the camera and go out to the balcony and smoke a nice cigarette. And of course, I'm gonna do it with style, and I'm gonna do it the Alain Delon way. And what other cigarette would be more suitable to do this than, you guessed it, a cigarette Alain Delon. So you can see there's loads of Alain Delon products there. There's actually, I think this comes from Indonesia. But I actually, when I smoked, I'm not a smoker anymore. When I smoked this back in the 90s, I smoked actually this one, the red one, and the mild ones as well. But I'm not smoking anymore. But I got this, and I keep it as a treasure in my Alain Delon collection. So again, this was the 90s and new century part of my Alain Delon collection. I'm going to review them separately as well, and I'm going to get more new Alain Delon fragrances in as well. I'm going to visit the shop in Prague as well soon again, and there's one in Bratislava as well. So I'm going to still get more and more Alain Delon items, and I'm going to follow the man, to see how his life getting on. He's going to be 80 this year. He's going to turn 80 years old this year, and but it's still far. That's in November. So thanks for watching. It was a pleasure, and I'll be reviewing most of these or each of these separately. Until then, I'll be back with other reviews as well, and thanks very much for your attention. Merci beaucoup. Je vous en prie. And take care. All the best. Au revoir.